Way to start a podcast.
What?
You coughed.
I didn't know you started it.
So, hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Daily Biker Podcast. So, just pause it for a second.
Sorry.
So, this is going to be a special episode. First of all, today is our 1 year, or this episode's our 1 year.
Happy 1 year anniversary of the podcast.
Yeah.
Woo, everybody,
Whatever you want to call it.
Everybody cheers.
We're not having
Since just me and Heather.
a big
Yeah.
1 year party,
Cheers.
but it is what it is. Hey, your wife is behind you.
She's not drinking.
Oh. Whatever. So anyways, I am Marcus. I am your clueless leader. We're going to go on a learning journey, and we're going to do something fun and different today. I do have Miss Muffin with me.
Howdy.
I also have Daniel with me.
Hey there.
And as most of the time, sitting back in the corner, just chilling and relaxing, I have the lovely Miss Stephanie.
Hey there.
She goes, I'm not here to podcast today.
I don't want to podcast. Why are you guys podcasting in my normal sleeping area?
There's only like 2 blankets here. This can't be your normal sleeping area.
Well, she had to clean some of them recently.
Oh, okay.
She had the coof, so she has.
So, what we're going to do, the first little bit, we're only 2 minutes in, but what we're going to be doing is watching the video for the new release that came out on June 26th, which is today. That's when we're recording this. Obviously, you'll hear this on Monday, and some of you have already seen some stuff or probably know everything that we learned today. So, Daniel, go ahead and hit play, but also give me some volume so it picks up a little bit here.
I think it's picking up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's Johan. I like him. I mean, he's got. He seems like he really has that passion.
Yeah.
But not just for the motor company, but for motorcycling in general. So I really like him.
Well, it seems like he's taking it on a new, bringing it into the 21st century.
Some of that was already happening,
But
some of that's just a transition you pick up on.
But he's in charge of it now.
He is.
We introduced an entirely new model family with Pan America and a revolutionary new take on the Sportster with the introduction of the
it's picking up.
Sportster S.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Pan America quickly became the
They're going to be like, we want to hear you talk. We don't want to listen to
I mean,
TV.
we're watch the video. We're watching the video. I have not seen the whole video yet, so this is going to be my first time, Heather's first time seeing the video.
Yeah, I've just seen snippets.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, a million things have been put out. A million things were put out today that Heather's seen snippets on social media.
Yeah, from different people.
So,
I still think it's crazy that the Pan America came out and overtook the GS in sales.
well, I mean, it's a fantastic motorcycle.
Well, no, I'm not disagreeing with that. I just still think it's
I
amazing.
don't know. I'll say this. I don't know how true this is, but I have heard. Yeah, there's your blue, Daniel.
Yep, the blue and white.
So
That's the one that I like.
I have heard that with the Pan America that Harley actually brought in somebody from BMW.
It would make sense. Well, just look how quickly it
There's your
surpassed.
Sportster.
Like I said, I feel like that front wheel is huge.
When you're riding it, it feels huge too.
It looks like
But
it
it
looks
rides
huge.
great.
You know what it reminds me
It
of?
rides great.
No, I'm sure it does. It reminds me of those old beach cruiser bicycles with the big fat front
Those are
wheel.
making a comeback.
Oh,
Yeah, I know they are. And the Revival.
I
That's
still
a
like
pretty
that.
motorcycle.
That is
It's
a pretty motorcycle. I love, me and Heather were just talking about it. I love the solo seat. She doesn't think it's going to be very comfortable. I think that looks fantastic.
Oh, it's comfortable. Once you're sitting on the bike going on the road, it's comfortable. But when you're sitting still and putting your feet down, not so much.
It looks
There's
tall.
I can't remember what they called that. It was like something ice, Arctic Blast. That's what it
yeah.
was. We never got one of those. Dude,
No.
that was a
I
gorgeous
love that
motorcycle
hex
thing.
pattern that they put in.
You liked it?
It's
So
pretty.
it's ghosted. You can't see it from
Yeah.
certain angles.
You
You have
get
to be
in
at
the
a
light.
perfect angle. Well, no, not even the light. You have to be at a right angle to see the ghosting.
Well, they only made like, what, 500 of them?
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Since launching HD1 Marketplace has been an instant success, carrying the largest inventory of certified pre-owned.
Yeah, so Harley did introduce a CPO program this year.
Which is interesting for motorcycles.
Or when I say this year, I mean 2021.
Yeah.
Ah, I get cold chills when I see stuff from King of the Baggers. It is just coming from someone that used to ride. I know you don't really ride baggers and stuff like I do.
No.
But coming from someone that was extremely aggressive when it came from riding sport bikes, and also working for a dealer that sold one of the number one sport bikes on the market.
Yeah.
To seeing when I go to Harley and the old man theories and all this other stuff, to watch King of the Baggers. Oh man, it just cold chills.
Well, see, I think King of the Baggers is interesting to me because you're right. Everybody rides sports bikes like that, and then they see this big Harley full dresser.
Yeah. And see here that they're going to talk a little bit about King of the
This
Baggers.
next section of the video is King of the Baggers.
Look at that. So, do you see the carbon fiber? The front fairing is carbon fiber.
The whole bike's carbon fiber.
What makes it lighter?
So you see that right there? You see
Yeah.
that? Kyle Wyman.
Yep.
I don't know the dude on the Indian, but Kyle Wyman right there. So Kyle Wyman also does Ducati.
Let's talk about a bike that doesn't actually sound like a Harley Davidson. That doesn't sound like any Harley that.
Well, my bike, if I put it on a track and was winding around a track at 6,000 RPMs all day long, it probably wouldn't sound like a Harley either.
True. I don't think you're the only person that rides their Harley up to 6,000 RPM.
No, about 59.
Well, in
Oh,
anything
59.
anything other than first gear.
Okay, yeah.
touring models that you see on the streets every day, and
Do you know what size engine they run in the King of the Baggers? For the Harleys, at least.
It's the 131.
Is it the 131?
Yeah.
Okay.
What they do to it, if it's still the same 131 that you can buy and put in your motorcycle, that I can't tell you.
Yeah.
But it is the 131.
Okay.
But like, what's crazy is like even how they have like that bike's got T-bars on it, but it's really tiny T-bars.
Yeah.
But you see like the full O-Leans front end. And they even run like the smaller diameter wheels. They run like
Look
17s.
how little that frame is though on that bike.
Oh, it's a factory frame.
Is that a factory?
It's the same frame as mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Dude, they're running 17-inch front and rear wheels, so they can run sport bike style tires.
I wonder if that's what makes the frame look even.
But think about that. The weight of a sport bike, and then they're putting... Now, granted, those things are down to 600 pounds.
Yeah.
So a couple 100 pounds more than a sport bike, but still.
we weren't sure what was going to happen, and we fell short.
But a 131, you're talking about 2,000 plus cc's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 2150, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
He smiles at the team and says, "This is a proper race bike."
You like how they blurted that?
Well, they have to.
They have to.
This is for public consumption.
Turn it up just a touch.
Just the highest of the high. Kyle's superbike race, he had a simple low side fall and broke his elbow. This is it. Third and final race. It's the end of the season. He wanted to win, but he needed to finish in the top 6 to clinch the championships.
So he's still racing with a
Broken elbow.
messed up elbow.
Everyone on this team.
See, it looked like they were fixing the bike. That was actually them working on his elbow. Adjusting.
With the hammer.
With the hammer.
The hammer and the wrench.
Motorcycle in the world, the Harley Davidson broke bike.
Look at that seat, though. How they have it where they sit up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sit on the motorcycle, and not like sitting in the motorcycle. That's why it helps them be able to move around.
Well, if you notice, I mean, they're manhandling it like you do a dirt bike.
Oh, yeah.
After surgery, nothing was going to get in his way.
And I mean, look how far they're getting over with that thing.
Did you see that tire flex?
Yeah. Well, like I said, the tire is designed for a 400-pound motorcycle. They're putting a 600-pound motorcycle on it.
Years, it's across all sorts of disciplines everywhere. And this is just yet another where Harley decided.
I just wonder with the introduction of King of the Baggers if you're going to start seeing more like open track days where guys are getting out there with basically homemade baggers like that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That'd be really interesting.
Make it open to more people.
I would love to get
Well-
the money to build a bagger track bike.
Well,
yeah.
I think with the introduction
Of this right here?
of this one right here.
So you already started watching the video, so
did.
you already know about this.
Yes, I did already start watching a little bit of the video, so I've seen this section of it.
Professional riders on a closed course.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I would
Video of
assume
us.
the giant airport hangar that they're in
It's closed.
is a closed
You
airport.
see an airplane come in. Yeah, these are
That's
the new
one
bikes.
of the new bike.
One of them?
Yeah, so what we're watching right now is the Road Glide and Street Glide ST. I'm assuming the ST that they're using for more of a sport touring
Yeah.
category.
But what they're using the 117.
Yeah. So she just needs her
Here's
blanket.
your blanket.
So
The launch of the Street Glide and Road Glide ST models is that first step for us into that performance-leading Great American Touring product line.
did you see the I know you're probably not going to notice the rear fender is actually different than the standard Street Glide rear fender. Street Glide rear fender does not have a tail light in the middle of it. It does have the bar with the blinkers on it, but it does not have that tail light.
They're not just running
Huh.
out on the street with baggers. They're making them a performance.
When it shows the rear end again, I'll have to take a look. I haven't noticed that.
You know, evolution that creates a new form factor.
What do you think of that
Oh,
bronze?
look at that bronze, man.
They almost
See the tail light?
oh, okay. They almost look like sport bike wheels.
They kind of do,
They don't look like the typical.
but they're
big-
running those bronze wheels on it, and they're got a bronze touch on the motor too. It kind of makes me sick, but it's okay because I'm not gonna have bronze anymore. I'm changing mine.
Yeah. Now that you see it, you can't do it.
Here, Bo, go that way. Go that way, Bo. Go that way, Bo. Go that way, Bo.
Oh,
That is a
direct lineage back to our race bikes of the
Lay down.
I don't know how much of a lineage that is to that.
Well, no, he's talking about the font and everything for Harley Davidson. I love the way Harley Davidson's written on the gas
I
tank.
agree.
I wanted that for a long time. I'm not gonna do that
I
now.
wouldn't.
No.
Yeah, not do it now.
And I also hope the reflectors on the saddlebags are just that, stick on two side
Take-
tape
take 'em
reflectors.
Well, you know that's all the new rules and regulations they have to have with.
Yeah, well, the other thing too to point out, so typically right now if you buy like a Street Glide or Road Glide Special, they have stretched bags on them from the factory. I have shorter bags because before they introduced the stretched bags, those have shorter bags on them too. So the shorter bags, you get more lean angle and those types of things. They're going, and also the performance bagger guys go for that. But look at that front fender too.
Yeah.
It's got like a wrapped front fender on it.
Well, that's a King of the Bagger bike, isn't it?
No.
Because they just showed a 131.
Yeah, they're talking about what you can do. So like that suspension doesn't come on the bike. That
Yeah.
exhaust doesn't come on the bike. That intake doesn't come on the bike.
Well, it's
We're talking
interesting
about
to see that Oleans is working with Harley on creating a specific suspension.
Yeah.
that suspension came because of King of the Baggers.
Yeah.
I want to know, Olings, how long is it going to be till you have a Harley specific inverted front suspension?
Yeah.
Because that's what I need for my Street Glide. In black, not gold. That front fender looks so good
It
though.
does look really good. Well, you know what's funny? It's exactly what we were talking about the other day, a podcast ago. I think they needed to make sport-oriented versions of each bike. And-
It wasn't a podcast ago. That was like 2 or 3 podcasts
yeah, I
ago.
guess I was 2 or 3.
Because we were on the back porch.
We were on the back porch. It was warm outside.
All right, so now we're getting into CVOs. That looks cool.
That does
That's
look-
just,
Yeah.
if you could get something like that just to put on display like that, that was just cool.
Mount that on the wall.
Yeah, just the frame with the bodywork on it.
The motorcycle continues to have this really cool relationship with the rider because it's continuing to evolve and reveal itself and really speak to that premium nature of CVO.
Oh, flames.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, but they run in the fade, like the Mako fade,
Yeah.
with the flame. And it
I'm
does
still-
look cool.
I'm still not a fan of flames. That's just
Nah,
not me.
it's not me either.
Customization to our customers that could possibly be achieved. That's been sort of the mantra of CVO.
So, 5.
I like that green one.
Dude, that trike looks good. There's your green.
Yeah. If it didn't have the flames.
I like the orange one.
Yeah, the orange and black. I actually like the yellow.
CVO, we always try to up the game a little bit to give that customer something special.
Really wide
That blue
variety
looks pretty
of
good.
paint graphics
The wheels.
options
I
for
just want the
CVO.
wheels.
Yeah.
I like the yellow.
That yellow looks really
You
good.
s-
They're all very
Did you see the seat?
different from one
No, I didn't.
Look at the seat.
Our first kind of primary goal with model year 22 CVO was to interject some more color, as well as custom paint techniques.
I like the yellow myself. I know a lot of people don't, but it gives me the feeling of like a old yellow Ferraris.
Yeah. You know what that reminds me of? The old yellow, the Yamahas. Like their race bikes.
Yeah, but these are so much better.
Is it? Is it though?
Is it?
Yes.
Gunslinger
So-
is a company that's been in our CVO arsenal and family.
That company right there that talk about Gunslinger.
Yeah.
So that's who painted that Arctic Blast.
Okay. Now, do they do all the CVOs custom?
What do you mean?
Because it looks here, they're talking about this Gunslinger company doing.
They do all the paint.
Okay, so it's all done by hand by these people, not
Yeah, for the CVOs.
yeah for the CVO.
Yeah, you can see right there. That's how the process is done. It's not a mass process. I mean, this is all painted by hands.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a pretty trike.
That is actually a pretty try.
I even like. Did you see how they had the
I
collars?
do
And
like
like on that one, the collars are black on the
Yeah.
pushrod tubes. So it has chrome
Yeah.
pushrod tubes with black collars, red collars on
Yeah.
black pushrod tubes.
That deep black, shiny look that just really works well with the blue steel paint.
There's yours.
That I could get behind that one.
We haven't done them in a while.
I'm telling you,
That's not my thing, but you know.
it looks good.
If it didn't have flames.
I'm not a trike guy, but that's a good looking trike.
No, it's not a bad looking trike. I'm not a flame person.
I'm not a flame person either. I can't.
Go through the flame, remove the mass, and achieve the look.
From some angles, you won't even notice the flames. But other angles, they're loud and proud right in your face, which is really cool.
Which is unfortunate because I would see it.
The CDO lineup this year features the Road Glide Limited.
See, I like the
that
orange
I like.
and
I
black,
like
yeah.
that orange. I
There you
like
go.
the design.
There you go.
The comfortable ride, and we just add to it the cosmetics down to the Alcantara that we put into the seat. It just
Alcantara seats. So here's what I want to know.
Technology on motorcycles as well, whether it's heated seats.
I don't have any experience with Alcantara.
Yeah.
we've added
How does that do with weather?
Stage 1 audio system on
It
CDO.
actually does. If it's treated properly, it can handle it really well.
Well, so your typical Harley seat is not made of leather.
No.
It's made of a marine grade vinyl.
Yes.
CVO seats are leather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every part of motorcycle.
Now some people might go, "Ooh, leather versus." I mean, why would you want a vinyl seat?
Detail that's
Water.
Most things that you deal with this day and age that you think are leather or
Yeah.
not are marine grade vinyl.
Well,
be the best of everything.
if leather is done properly for a lot of motorcycle seats,
You have to take care of it, dude. You
Yeah.
should look at Bill's seat, which was my seat.
Yeah.
The seat's got
Yeah.
maybe a year and a half of age on it,
Yeah.
and it was taken care of, and it's kind of fading to like a grayish color.
yeah.
Yeah. But
Like
still
it's harder to
looks
see
good,
on
though.
Bill's bike. You put it against my bike, and you go, "Wow, it is kind of faded out to
Yeah.
a grayish color."
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to talk to your dad. He trades the bike in. I need to get that seat.
But yeah, we need that seat back or take it off.
Hey,
Give it into Harley with no
Hey.
seat on it.
Lowrider S.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Heather's bike.
What'd you think of that?
You're talking about like that 80s styling,
Yeah.
that 90s styling, that squared off.
So that was the one bike that Lewis said he hoped that they did bring out.
Yeah.
And then old No Show Jones ain't here tonight.
Now, what was the designation? That was like the FXDR?
You talking about that? So the FXRT.
Okay, FXRT.
So this is going to be the FXLRST.
All right, they need to stop putting letters.
Well, so the lowrider is the FXLRS.
Yeah.
Okay, it actually makes sense. So FX skinny front tire, LR lowrider, S special edition, T touring.
Makes sense. See, I think that front tire looks actually normal compared to the Sportster S.
Yeah.
It is normal. See, there's the logo.
Yeah.
Like that's where they're doing that paint.
That's that vintage
same-
style logo, and I think it's
Yeah,
I
well,
like it,
and that's
yeah.
what they're talking about. That logo first came out with their race bikes when they were doing board track racing.
Yeah.
Under belt, so it was easy to see the tweaks that could be made.
They did make changes on the standard lowrider S too, though. They
Yeah.
changed the gauge location, and they also changed the dash.
First look from far away, you know it's a lowrider S. Just the stance, just the presence of it. We retain the black and bronze. That's sort of like a.
Now, is that a 117?
It is now.
really hot in like a custom cars, hot rod scene right now. It's just the perfect second.
Now, how dope would it have been if even the CVOs had stayed 117, but all those STs had gotten 131?
Oh,
Feel to it. We bumped that 114 up to a 117. It's really big news for Lowrider S fans. The powertrain's putting on a
I think that's a hot rod bike right there with a 117 in it.
We've got the heavy breather intake.
Yeah, it's like 120, 125 pounds of torque, somewhere around there,
Yeah.
like out of the box.
And that's the biggest.
That's
one
gonna
we have
rip.
out of the box. We've also played with the location of the instrumentation. And
So the gauge, you see the gauge up on the handlebars?
Yeah.
It used to be on the dash.
We've also taken the instrumentation and moved it from the console and fuel tank.
Being from Japanese motorcycle, older Japanese motorcycles, I like having the gauges on the handlebars. I don't like looking down at the tank.
What makes it right, and that's the thing he's saying right now, is
Think about the
For a cruiser,
you listen to what people say, you don't have to move your eyes around as much. It's
Yeah.
just right there.
yeah. Well, that's why I like with analog gauges.
There it is in gray.
ooh, that's what I want. It's a gray one.
That's that gunship gray.
Yes.
Yeah.
super excited about what this is going to bring.
That's a good looking bike.
So to buy me
Now-
a new vehicle, I'm gonna buy me one like.
Now, since you don't know this, this is public information, okay? I'm not going to tell you exactly.
Here's a fundamental
Okay.
shift that we saw happening.
You can go to the website and look it up.
Folks were doing is they were getting into performance. And
Where do you think that bike's priced at?
taking route to Southern California.
We were seeing a lot of customers.
Brand new with the 117,
Increasing the displacement,
28,000.
going through the expensive
Lower.
saddlebags on the bikes,
22.
aftermarket.
You're around that right price right there.
23,000.
No, you're around 22 is around what you're going to be at.
That is a steal.
That's pretty
That
good, actually.
motorcycle. Okay, so they've obviously been listening to the podcast. Look, I've been bitching about how expensive Harleys are to begin with.
So you're going to have some variance, and it's going to be dependent on
Well,
what state you're in and,
And,
those
what
types of
what
things.
accessories and crap you
But like
buy.
they have like their MSRP, but they're going to show some of the accessories here in a second.
We headed into the project with a pure emotion of what we want it to look like. Just like any other Harley, there's always
That guy's got that
to the history,
old school style leather jacket.
Yeah.
Back to family tree.
I think I've got one of those in the
I've
closet.
got one of those that Adam gave me.
So what's crazy is if you look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at the colors and everything.
Oh,
That
yeah.
looks like it.
Yeah.
So that you can see that bike and see this is the futuristic version of that bike. Absolutely.
Well, you know what? You know what they're doing? They're doing the same thing that a lot of auto manufacturers have done, and they've taken things.
They went
out of their-
retro,
They
yeah.
went retro, and I think Harley actually pulled it off better than the car manufacturers have here.
They're also watching what like the customers are actually doing.
Yeah.
Well, so he
Their
says
bikes.
that. I don't know if he already said that or not, but they say that they go to these shows and they see people building these bikes. Now, what's funny is how they talk about how they go to the shows and they see like a couple of the motorcycles that people are putting those fairings on. I don't know what shows they're going to because the shows that I've been to, everybody is putting the FXRT style fairings on
I've
their
seen a
bikes.
lot of
There's
bikes with those.
a lot of them.
We have one in the dealership.
Yeah.
We built one and sold it. We have FXRT fairings sitting on the shelf to put
Yeah.
on new Softails.
I love the look of that fairing. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
it brings that classic nostalgia, but man, that is a good looking motorcycle.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Stephanie, if I could afford one.
I don't want to point out something.
Space in the garage for another one.
I don't.
We're selling yours.
Look.
It's going to be loud. Customers are going to hear.
Audio system available for it.
Oh.
Not from the factory.
We have something
Yeah.
that's
It's just two speakers set up, goes on the dash. It's a P&A accessory. It's,
for audio and performance.
I don't remember
That's
actually.
what I was calling it.
But
Rockford
it's,
Fosgate.
it is Rockford Fosgate and it's Bluetooth. So
That's still something that's lost on me. I have it in my
now
head.
the saddlebags,
Yeah.
My sketch.
they're two different
When we
sizes.
step back,
Are they really?
finished product, every single person that I saw.
I know,
Oh.
Bo.
like they
You see that look he's giving me?
Yeah, he's like two sizes.
He's like, what?
So because of the exhaust, the right side is shorter than the left
Is
side.
it really?
Yeah, if you look at where the you see it right there?
Yeah. Oh. No. No. You ruined it.
I did ruin the bike for you,
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
I? Look at it.
My OCD don't like that.
Yeah.
That's okay because
But-
if you had one, 90% of the time that you're riding it, the bags wouldn't be on it.
It would not.
Because those bags come right off.
Oh,
Yeah.
are they quick detach?
They're quick detach,
yeah.
and Like there's nothing there when you take the bags off. It doesn't look like there was bags on there before.
Do we need to watch Riding Gear?
Yeah. Yes, we do. So because my next leather jacket is in this.
I feel like I've seen her at the market downtown.
She does look, the first time I saw her, I was like, she looks like somebody that would be at the Chattanooga market.
Yeah.
The process for materialization goes through many, many hands. We have to feel it, we have to stretch it, we have
They all
to
have that same
sample
hat.
it stitched up so we can see what it looks like.
That's probably like a
And
$3,000 Stetson.
understand how
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For season 22, it's an on and off the
Wait,
bike.
are they doing Harley Davidson Hawaiian shirts?
They've had Harley Davidson Hawaiian shirts.
Do they really?
They've had it. We don't have any right now, but they have had them in the past.
Our new process
Huh.
is partnering with the bike
My
team
birthday-
on
Yeah, my birthday's coming up.
a jacket that would fit that rider. For instance, our SD model bikes, we designed the
That jacket.
I like that jacket.
I want that jacket. So it's a retro style jacket.
Yeah.
See, it's got the zip off to the
The
side,
side zipper.
and it has the old. So it's the retro style. So you can leave it open, Heather, where it's beat
Do
at
they
the
have a
top.
women's version of that?
I need a leather jacket. You
Okay.
just got one.
Yes, because you made me buy one.
Look at things from a very abstract
Oh, so terrible.
Dude, my leather jacket's 14 years old.
That's true.
I'd say my old one is almost 20.
If mine wasn't
Did you buy it when you were 10? You were only 30.
They were part of the
Thrift store, baby.
that design.
No.
That,
You don't have
that
that when you were
jacket was
10.
made for them.
That first one that I bought it in 2003, 2004.
So you were 10?
events
You
and
got 10?
experiences.
Riding is what it's all about. 2022 is going to be a very, very exciting year.
Bill Davidson, you think he's related to anybody?
Well,
I don't know. I don't think
I don't
that
know.
name sounds familiar, but I'm not sure.
On the high banks down in Daytona and throughout the rest of the season.
See, here's the thing. If you notice this, what they're talking about, they're focusing on people getting out
And riding.
and riding.
Yeah.
To throw your leg over your Harley Davidson.
Well, what is something that we've talked about consistently on the podcast?
Get out and ride.
Get out and ride. Go to these events. Go down and see people. Go hang out with people. Two-ton Tessie over
The
here.
heritage goes all the way back to
there,
1903.
stay right there.
When my relatives and Bill Harley rolled the first
One of
bike
my
out the
relatives.
shed. It's just become
No, he said when my relatives.
Oh, I thought he said one of mine.
No, when my relatives.
the Road to Harley Davidson Homecoming Challenge. The ride challenge will run from April 1st through the end of September.
A ride challenge. Challenging people from the factory to get out and ride.
That's awesome.
Expenses paid trip to
Well, a lot of people
celebrate
that-
the 120th
And people that,
at the Harley Davidson Homecoming
like,
event.
there's a whole deal. There'll be more information to come. But if competing in the ride challenge, you can get a free trip to what they call the Hometown Festival to celebrate in 2023,
Yeah.
the 120th year of Harley Davidson. Now,
has a rich and storied history.
this is the quick clips. You got to be paying attention.
All right.
Four track to flat track.
I'll speak quickly. I won't go into detail this moment. We will after this is over with.
And we've stood
XR.
at the podium.
Yeah.
The bikes we shared with you today are directly connected to that lineage, and there's much more to come. In the coming months,
Rev Max, we don't see a 1. Looks like it starts with a 9.
Yeah.
That's a Rev Max Sportster gas tank is what we're assuming.
to be an
Huh.
exciting year full of incredible adventures.
But it doesn't look like the Sportster S gas tank.
One of the many
I don't know. He does say there's a new Sportster.
And don't forget to mark your calendars for our 120th anniversary homecoming celebration in Milwaukee coming in 2023. This one's going to be special, and you won't want to miss it.
Yeah. What are you coming out with?
They're gonna have to.
They will release something at that show. Like it'll be the first time Scene will be at that show.
Oh, absolutely.
This is just the beginning of 22. Our product range for this upcoming year is going to continue to reveal itself. In all of our segments, performance has become very relevant. Certainly, Sportster S, Pan America, totally locked in with the Rev Max architecture. In the cruiser segment is the Lowrider
bags.
S, Lowrider ST, and touring is the Street
hate
Glide,
you.
Road Glide STs. And then we've got some other things up our sleeve and future product we're really excited about that's going to take this idea even further.
The Bronx.
I hope.
Oh,
That's what I hope it
Let's
is.
hope it's the Bronx.
we're at the tip of the iceberg.
I want that fairing.
In terms of performance.
I want to just put it on something random.
Your ZRX.
No, put it on the KZ.
But oh god.
God, those bags! Stop it!
I ruined it for you, didn't I?
You did ruin it.
If I had it, the bags would be on it half the time, so I don't really care.
All right.
All right. Pause it.
Nah, I'll just
right.
keep it going while we walk.
All right, we're walking down to the studio.
Well, that was it.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
That was 30
We're
minutes,
walking.
Stephanie.
Walking.
It was the best 30 minutes of your life, wasn't it?
Yeah. She's like, oh yeah.
She's like, oh god, all the crap he's gonna buy.
Yeah. That blue paint America.
That blue Pan America.
The blue CVO Road Glide.
Yeah,
She
the
feels
revival.
Good luck on that one. You got to find somebody that has a revival they want to sell.
Well, we've seen him traded in.
I did leave my jacket upstairs.
Did you?
Heather, can you go grab my jacket from upstairs?
No, Stephanie's got it.
She can throw it down. It's not a big deal.
All right. We are now back into the current studio.
Yes. Got spiking.
Well, we got close to it.
So, what you think?
I am very impressed. I am glad they've actually listened to me and my thoughts. I have wanted a performance line of Harley Davidsons. I feel like in the past, performance has been limited to, I hate to even say it, the V-Rod. That was kind of what they... I know, but
Screw you.
but really,
Screw you.
what has Harley ever advertised as true, like, this is the performance motorcycle? The V-Rod.
Let's not talk about that abomination.
Made by Porsche.
No, I'm just kidding. There's nothing wrong with a V-Rod. The only unfortunate part about a V-Rod is it went in a direction that was not a direction of a motorcycle for daily ridden use.
No, it was closer to a drag bike than
They
it was.
sold it as a factory drag bike.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, in the past, Harley really has not come out with something that was badged for a performance-oriented... Like, the CVO is not a performance-oriented motorcycle. It's just the top of the line. Now, it does have the bigger engine, but now...
Well, last year when they released the Lowrider S, that was the first, I think, step out towards the true performance-oriented go rip up the curves. Now, they have had some bikes that were kind of performance through the years, but it was more like big power performance.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, nothing's really ever been truly advertised as like this is a performance version of a normal bike. It's all been
now they have a quote unquote ST line, although it covers multiple, not even multiple models, but I don't know what you want to call. I mean,
styles.
We're talking about not just sitting here going, oh, it covers two different baggers.
Yeah.
It goes into soft tails too. But that, again, if you look at that, what they did with the ST Road Glide Street Glide, that was not translated to the soft tails. That was translated from the soft tail.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree.
But,
I think it's really interesting the way that they're going about this, and now I'm assuming they're still going to offer their standard models.
You still have a Street Glide Road Glide Standard, a Street Glide Road Glide Special, and now you have a Street Glide Road Glide ST.
Okay.
So
they're making it the performance trim because they all had solo seats.
Yes, but if you noticed in the video, they have an optional passenger seat that you can add to it that actually creates a step-up seat design, which is a step-up seat is what I have on mine.
That Saddleman that you have.
Yeah, that's a step-up style.
But that's even your bike. That seat, it looks more performance-oriented. It's a thinner seat. It's not as...
Well, that was kind of one of the biggest reasons why I put that seat on there is because...
To make Heather uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yes.
For that look.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. A lot of the things that people do to their motorcycles is for a particular look.
Yeah.
Because it's just like the guys that were buying Street Glide specials or Road Glide specials that had the factory stretch bags on it, that had the cutouts for the dual exhaust. They were putting 2-in-1 exhaust on it and swapping the bags for short bags. Well, why were they swapping the bags? They didn't have to.
No.
But it gave an appropriate look.
I like the shorter bags. I agree with you. I like that that's the way that Harley.
I think they have a sportier look to them.
I think they have a more sportier look. I think they're a little bit more aggressive. And, and this is something that we've talked about a few times. I think the image for Harley Davidson is what this kind of goes against. You have that 120 years of, okay, well, this is just for the, your local dentist that wants to get out and feel like a badass, and he's got a big motorcycle. He's never going to go he doesn't go up to, for us, the Tail of the Dragon or find some back curvy road.
You know what I would like to see, though, in that ST line?
A 131.
Realistically like to see in that ST line? That I'm surprised we didn't see?
What?
Road King.
I wonder if they're going to try to keep the Road King a classic style bike.
They sell a Road King special. Stretch bags, all blacked out.
True.
But the other thing, too, is if you go and look at performance baggers...
They're usually Road King.
That's like the definition.
Well, no. I'm not saying that. There's probably more performance bagger Road Glides than there is anything
road
else.
Glides, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it's like Road Glide, Road King, then Street Glide.
Yeah.
There's more performance Road King baggers than there are Street Glide baggers. From what I see.
I wonder if that's something that they're going to... Because they did talk about doing something for the 120-year anniversary of Harley. I wonder if that's something that they're going to start going into.
A 131 Road Glide, or Road King ST, inverted front suspension.
No. No. You'd have too many people that would go up.
Could you imagine, though, at the price that what they're... I'm not going to go into information, like I said. You can go on Harley Davidson's website. All the MSRPs are right there. But at the price, because I know the price point, that they put the Street Glide ST compared to the Street Glide Special.
Yeah.
At the price point that they put it out, which is a very reasonable price tag. I'll show you later. I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
You could take a Road King Special, build a Road King ST, okay, like that price variance that's there. If they made a Road King ST, I know where the price variance, kind of where it would put it at price-wise. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you then took it from the factory and did Ohling's piggybacks on the rear from the factory, an Ohling's inverted front suspension from the factory, and like a 10-inch T-bar from the factory, I think realistically you could have a 131 out of the box T-bar, best suspension on the market for a Harley that you could get.
Yeah.
For $35, and people would buy it.
Oh, absolutely.
People would spend it.
I 100% agree with you. And to me, something like that at $35 is actually that's reasonable. You're getting a top of the line motorcycle that's going to blow everything else out of the water at that point. Whatever's available at that time.
You were getting, like how we talked once before about doing like an R spec, like that episode that we were talking about where this is coming from, essentially.
So they listened to me.
Once again, no. Realistically, what they were seeing was stuff like what Jeff Holt with V-Twin Visionary, what his shows, and there's other shows like that. It's just, I don't know them. I know who Jeff Holt is, and I've been to his shows. I've seen what they turn out, what they're turning out.
Yeah.
Dude, you have companies that haven't even necessarily gotten in there good with some of these major companies. Companies like Boosted Brad, companies like Hoffman Designs, companies like MJK, and all that other stuff that make killer parts for the baggers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Expensive parts for the baggers.
Oh, yeah.
That guys are buying, just like Krause, because Krause is the one that kind of started the whole T-bar thing with the baggers.
Oh, yeah.
Those parts at these shows. So they're going and they're seeing where people are building a performance baggers.
Yeah.
When you go on Instagram and can just type in hashtag performance bagger,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
and it's hundreds of thousands of posts.
Yeah. Well, I think you're right. I think that's what Harley actually did this time. They saw what the market is doing with their bikes.
I don't think it's just this time though. Honestly,
Well,
if we kind of go down the line, that's what they did with the. That's why we have a street glide,
yeah.
because people were taking batwing fairing bikes, whether it was an ultra classic or just an electric glide or something like that, and they were customizing it. They were literally going to people and having them cut the windshields to make short windshields. They were putting lower profile mirrors on it. They were having seats made before they even offered stuff like the Badlander seat and everything for the street glide or for the electric glides. They were having custom seats made that were those lower profile seats. And they were doing that, and they came out with a street glide, and people wanted it. Well, then they saw where people were customizing their street glides, because at the time, you're still talking a 16-inch front wheel.
Yeah.
They saw where guys were putting 19s and 21s on the front. Guys were buying stretched rear bags from aftermarket companies. Then all of a sudden you have stretched saddlebags from the factory, 19 factory front wheels. Those factors, you were seeing those things happen. So the motor companies listening, I think this is the first time realistically since 07 or 06 when they first released it. I don't remember if it was 06 or 07, but the first time that since they released the Street Glide, that they took a model and saw what people were doing and went, here's a whole new avenue that we're going after.
Yeah. Well, and I think the thing, too, it's going to get a lot of appeal because now instead of going with aftermarket parts, and I'm not saying that aftermarket parts companies are bad, but now you have something that comes from the factory could come in this style that you want without having to go aftermarket and then pay somebody else.
I think what you're going to see on the aftermarket front, just like how with the Olin / Screaming Eagle piggybacks, you're going to start seeing potentially Harley teaming up, going, it is going to be more beneficial for us as a company to partner with companies that are legends in their industry to bring this stuff versus us trying to bring something out. Yeah. So instead of Harley trying to make a piggyback shock to compete with Olin's,
they'll just get Olin's.
They'll get Olin's to build them a piggyback shock.
And co-brand
instead of Harley trying to build a radio system, because Harley was selling the boom audio systems and they were good systems. People were still ripping them out and putting Rockford Fosgate systems in it. Now, guess what? Your upgraded audio system from Harley Davidson is Rockford Fosgate.
Well, somebody's still going to rip that out and put something else in.
They are. People are going to do that.
That's what they do.
But everybody does. Everybody has their own opinion on everything.
Yeah. Oh, well, naturally. So I want to get your opinion on this. And this is something that we have talked about in the past on and off the podcast. What do you think about the wide usage of the 117 engine now? Because before it was limited to essentially the CVO and
so this is not
one or two bikes.
This is not the first time that they brought out a special package that had a equivalency motor from the factory to a CVO. Yeah. Okay. The way I say that, okay, in 2016, last year for the twin cam in the baggers, 17 was first year for the M8. So 2016, last year for twin cam in the baggers, your CVOs had 110s.
Okay.
Okay. You could get a 110 in a Dyna Lowrider S.
Yeah.
So it had the same size motor as the CVO. You could also get a 110 in a Softail Slim S.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you brought up something interesting then. Does that mean...
You're only talking for like 1 year. So hopefully, what I've been saying, that I think the CVO needs a bigger motor.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe it could be next year, but I think we'll see a bigger motor.
Kind of what you just said. Well, they started putting the 110 in everything. Additionally, with the CVO had it, then they started putting in other bikes. That was the last.
Well, they only put it in 2 bikes.
Well,
and those were special editions.
Yeah.
That was the first time they had really brought out the quote unquote S series.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
And now they still have the S because you have a regular lowrider.
Yeah.
Then you have a lowrider S.
So what I'm gathering, and I don't have the in-depth Harley knowledge that you have, but
I don't either, but we'll try and do it.
Well, I've got a lot less than you do, unfortunately. But what it seems like is this might be, now that they're disseminating that 117 to other models,
Yeah.
the CVO for the 2023, which is going to be the 120-year anniversary, might get a new engine. And I'm hoping it has something to do with the Rev Max. I think that would be interesting.
On a CVO?
Yes.
No.
Really? Even if they came out with a new...
No. I will say it again, and I will preach this, because this is a hill I'll die on. If I'm wrong, I will fully admit it, 100%. You will not see a Rev Max in anything else until they finish completing, like, the Sportster line.
Yeah.
And it will be, I guarantee it'll be, well, I don't want to guarantee, but my opinion, it'll be 24 or 25 before every Sportster is a Rev Max.
Okay.
Because, I mean, we saw in that video,
yeah,
he literally says we got another Sportster coming.
Yep.
They literally tease a Rev Max. Mm-hmm. In the video, it's got the vintage style round air cleaner.
Yeah.
It shows a clip of a low exhaust. I can't tell you that's on a Rev Max, but it looks like it's on a Rev Max. Because why would you show that low exhaust when you keep clipping through a quote-unquote new Sportster? Because they show the low exhaust, they show the side of the engine, they show the round intake, they show the little fairing, they show the gas tank and everything. That we recognize most of that stuff as being newer Sportster stuff.
True.
Okay, so it blatantly says, we have a new Sportster coming. We've got new stuff coming on the Rev Max. I think it's going to be a smaller displacement Sportster. It could be the Bronx. Okay?
Yeah.
But with what they're doing, like for 2022, there's no longer a 1200 iron.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's the 883 only, and then the
Correct.
Sportster S.
Correct. Well, no, there's other Sportsters.
But they're all the 883.
No, there's other 1200s too.
Oh, okay.
Like, because you still have a 48s and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, they will slowly, what they'll do is they'll transition that out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll take specific Sportsters and go, that's gone.
Yeah.
Like, I think the 48, it'll either be the 48 or the iron will be the last Sportster. The last traditional Sportster.
Well, the Sportsters had a pretty good run.
Let me ask you this question.
Okay.
And this is a question that I ask. And it doesn't deter me because I don't have any problems with Sportsters. I literally, there's times where I have to take bikes to different places that we might be having bikes on display or events or stuff like that. And I'll get on a 48 or an iron or something like that, and I'll ride it, and I have a good time.
Yeah.
I don't have... I've got a 110 horsepower bagger, but I still have fun on a Sportster.
Okay.
Because I appreciate motorcycles.
Yes.
So don't get me wrong on that.
Okay. So what's your question? What are you insinuating?
Rev Max.
Okay.
Currently, it's in 2 motorcycles.
Correct.
It's in that we know of that exist that are on the market
that are currently available to buy. You have the
Correct.
Pan America
Correct.
and the Sportster S.
Correct. We're getting another Rev Max
in 2023.
No, I think that's going to be fall 2022.
Okay.
I think it'll be a late 22 product, or it could be mid-year. It could be like June. I think we'll see 2 more of those videos. My opinion, we'll see 2 more of those videos. We might only see 1.
Well, I feel like they're going to start building.
Then again, they could take them all away from us because honestly, I don't know if you know this, the pictures that you've been seeing on the internet, people broke embargo.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
People are getting in trouble?
People are in trouble.
Well,
Harley put out a special message and basically said, you know what, we're going to be doing an investigation.
Well, that's why no one told you.
Well, it was... No, but the thing about it is that's coming from a dealer standpoint. It's like, yo, asshole, I know you want to show these people this information, but all you're doing is hurting the company, hurting other dealers, and if you keep doing that type of stuff, you're going to get to the point where Harley's going to quit doing these videos. It's just all of a sudden going to be like, hey, here's a new bike. It's popped up on their website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And we're not
because-
going to have the excitement about this stuff like we do.
Right. I agree. All right, so what's your question? What were
So, anyway.
Sorry, we went off on a little tangent.
We get a
there.
new Sportster coming.
Okay.
That's a Rev Max.
Yeah.
Because they literally tease a Rev Max and say something about a new Sportster. If they bring out a new Sportster and it's the vintage style, that is mind-blowing to me because there would be no point if you have a Sportster S that's a Rev Max. Everybody's kind of thinking the same thing I am. The new Sportster coming is going to be a Rev Max.
Yeah.
Does that mean, like, say they release the Bronx also?
Okay.
The Bronx is a Sportster? The Pan America is a Sportster?
Because of the engine?
Like, when you, okay, let me put it this way. When a Rev Max, quote unquote, I'm using air quotes,
Yeah.
Rev Max hits a bagger,
Yeah.
it's not going to be called the Rev Max. Dude, I'm
They'll
talking
change the
like,
name of it for
I'm
that.
talking
Yeah.
like
Okay.
late 20s,
Yeah.
2030 is when you will see this liquid cooled overhead cam bagger
Yeah.
Softails. That's when you'll see that. And they won't call it the Rev Max. They'll call it something different.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be on that same platform, but it'll
Yeah.
be like 1450 or 1550 cc's
Like
or
we were
something like
talking
that.
about the last time.
Or they'll call it, they might call it a cubic inch version.
Yeah.
I mean, which would confuse some people because people out there that don't know how to do math will sit there and go, well, this is only 95 cubic inches. Yeah, buddy, but it's freaking 1600 cc's
Yeah.
and has 200 horsepower.
Well, it's less than 100 cubic inches.
Yeah.
Babies. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
so it's not going to be called a Rev Max. It'll just be they'll call it something.
Yeah, they
else.
would
You're probably right because if they're going to start using the the Rev Max name with the Sportster and the Pan America, because those are already set in stone.
Well, so the only time that Harley has had a crossover engine name was the Evo. So you've
Yeah.
heard reference of the Evo.
yeah,
Evo motor is short for evolution.
no,
No.
Yeah. Do you know what they call a Sportster motor, though? An evolution motor. So that's why we have that sign at the store
yeah,
that says evolution to revolution.
okay.
So,
So I do think you're right.
they're
though.
phasing out the evolution motor.
Mm-hmm.
Never otherwise have they ever had the Sportster
Yeah,
and the Big Twin, because that's how they separate it. Sportster, Big Twin. Never have they had a similar name motor, because you had the shovel head and the iron head.
yeah.
They look similar. They're both quote unquote head motors, but one's a shovel head, one's an iron head.
I think you're right. That's probably what they're going to do. Is they're going to start going to cubic inch, or they'll start using the actual engine size to describe it as opposed to calling it the Rev Max.
Well, but I don't think it's going to be. It'll be similar.
Yeah,
But the thing about it is,
they're going to have to change it up to do different things.
well, okay. So let me say that. Let me put it like this. Okay, if I sit here, because some people are going to want to argue the point and go,
I'll argue.
if they change it and it's liquid cooled and it's dual overhead cam and it's got 8
not
valves
Harley
and and all this other stuff. No, everything that the Rev Max has, people are going to go, well, that's the Rev Max.
Yeah,
Okay, but if Ford makes a flat plane crank V8 and General Motors makes a flat plane crank V8, are they the same motor?
no, they are not.
So just because both engines are going to be on the same basis design does not mean they are the same motor.
You are correct. I 100% agree with you.
So I think what you will see, and it would be hard because of how touring frame designs are done, because even if you go look at like the BMWs and all that other stuff, even like the K1600,
yeah,
they're more of your traditional cradle frame design and everything because of handling the weight. You're not just talking about the weight of the bike, but you're talking about adding 500 or 600 pounds on top of the motorcycle.
I'm actually curious, and I know that we're kind of going off topic here. The Rev Max engine. Do you know what that weighs compared to the what?
I can tell you what a Pan America weighs.
I'm thinking just the engine versus the
No.
old 1200.
No.
Okay, because I'm curious.
We don't get that information.
No, I know.
I would. It would have
That's
to.
why I was just curious.
You could probably Google it.
I'll do that later.
You could probably. I mean, you might be able to Google it. How much does a Rev Max weigh? How much does an Evo or Evolution?
Yeah.
1200 weigh.
I'm just curious to see because I'd imagine it's actually probably lighter. That would be my first thought. Even
There's
with
more parts.
with the liquid cooling, though,
There's more parts to
you
it.
have modern manufacturing.
More parts to it. Yeah, but you had modern manufacturing on those other parts too. It's just old school technology, modern manufacturing.
Is the RevMax an aluminum engine,
Um,
or is it still an iron?
I mean, my engine's aluminum,
The whole thing?
cast aluminum.
Is it?
Yeah, my wheels are cast aluminum.
Well, I knew the wheels were. I didn't know the engine.
My block is a cast aluminum block.
Interesting.
My jugs and my heads are cast aluminum too.
I didn't know that. I don't know the Harley stuff. Well, I know like
Harley's been using cast aluminum for years.
yeah. Well, because I know like
My engine, I don't know the exact weight, but I mean, guys pick them up and move them out of motorcycles all the time. I'd imagine it's a couple 100 pounds. But
what I'm saying is because I know with my BMW, the previous M54 generation was a steel block, and then they went to the N52 motor, which was a aluminum block, and you lost a couple 100 pounds. Engine.
Where's your phone? Give me your phone.
So I'm just curious. Sorry, I know that's off on a little tangent. So what was your initial question? Is the RevMax only going to be in the Sportster? Was that kind of what you were?
No. Is a Pan America going to be considered a Sportster? Is a Bronx going to be considered a Sportster?
I think
you see that reaction.
Yeah.
The difference in reaction between someone that understands and appreciates the Sportster for what it is and sees it for what it truly is. It's not a girl's bike. It's not a little CC bike. It is called the Sportster because it is a sport motorcycle.
Correct.
Okay? She hears it and goes, ugh. Because
No,
she
I hear
doesn't.
it. Because the Pan America's an off-road bike to me. It's not even in the sports class.
I think you're right. I think the Pan
Harley
America
been making off-road Sportsters for years. The flat track bikes were Sportsters.
Yeah, the
Chuck's,
XRs.
Chuck's freaking Sportsters are off-road motorcycles. Why are you looking at me like I'm crazy?
No, that's not.
People are building.
No, I get it though.
I agree with Heather. I think the Pan America is in a class of its own.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. It's in a class of its own.
I agree with what you're saying, but that would also mean
I think the
Sportster is just a name and not a motor.
Correct. That I completely agree with.
But forever it's been a motor.
True. And I think that's people that
No, it's been a motor. Anything made with the 883 or 1200cc Evolution engine since the 80s has been a Sportster.
Okay.
They've not made anything else with that motor that's not had a Sportster badge on it.
However, the Pan America 1250 is different. Just like you were saying, if Ford made a cross-plane crank V8 and GM made a cross-plane crank V8, are they the same engine? No. The Pan America has a slightly different engine than the Sportster.
But it doesn't.
I know it doesn't, but that's not the point. It does different things. It's tuned differently. So I would consider that to be slightly different. Now, the Bronx, on the other hand, I would believe that would be an expansion of the Sportster line.
Yeah, I could go.
I feel like
get with
that's
that. Yeah.
where it's going to be the Sportster Bronx. It's going to be under, when you go on...
I don't think they're going to call it Sportster Bronx. I think they'll just call it the Bronx, like they've just called it the Pan America.
Yeah.
But if you were saying it's the Sportster Bronx, you could say it's the Sportster Pan America.
So are you saying that the Pan America is the Dirtster?
No, we actually call it the Dirtbagger.
The Dirtbagger. I kind of like that, actually.
Just like the people that ride them.
Oh.
Sean, you heard it here first.
We love you, Sean.
Daniel thinks you're a dirtbag.
Well, he'd give it right back. But no, I agree, but I disagree. I think the Pan America is different enough, but they're creating separate lines. They're creating new lines. They're using an engine, and in this world, cross compatibility between platforms is a huge thing.
Yeah.
If you have more of the same engine,
that makes it a lot easier for a dealer network, for a manufacturer. They can have one plant build engines and they just get tuned differently. That's amazing. Think about the world that we live in where things like that can actually happen.
Yeah.
I'm not finding any information. So,
what were you looking up?
I have, about what the blocks were made out of.
Oh, okay.
So, here's the thing about it. Call it a Sportster. I don't care. I still like it.
No, I agree. I'm not going to disagree with you on that.
You get what I'm saying?
Well, you know what.
But if they come out with a new, when they do a liquid cooled version and all this other stuff for the baggers,
yeah,
and they call it the XYZ, okay, and it's not the Revolutionary Max.
Yeah, they're gonna come up with a different name,
right? Then we see the Pan America, the Bronx, and these 3 or 4 Sportsters all have the same motor. I don't care what you say. That means the Sportster and the Bronx are Pan America. The Sportster and the Pan America, or the Bronx and Pan America are Sportsters.
You know what? I'll accept it.
I don't have any issue with that.
No, I don't either.
But I wonder how many people are going to go, well, Pan America's a Sportster? I'm going to tell you now. Chuck has 2 Sportsters that have been turned into hair scramble bikes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They bad. Rusty Butcher has a Sportster that he's put some sort of dirt bike suspension on it, and he's on like motocross tracks with it, out there ripping up the tracks with a Sportster. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter, but there's going to be people, especially people that can't think for themselves, that have that issue. But of course, most people that can't think for themselves, as long as they don't listen to this podcast, aren't ever going to associate it because they're not smart enough to associate it.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, I really hate it because I think the Sportster is a great motorcycle for what it is. Now, for me personally, it's not something I would go out and get. The Sportster S, maybe. I like it. It's a cool bike. It's just not my style. It's not something I would aspire to own. But I like the Sportster because what the Sportster was when it first came out was like, look, we have bigger bikes. We have different bikes. This is a small, lightweight, big-engined motorcycle.
It was Harley's definition of a sport bike.
Yeah, it was a Harley sport bike.
Yeah, but they didn't advertise it as this is a small, lightweight, big engine. They advertised it as here's your sport bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but that's what I'm saying. You know, it's like, what year did the Sportster come out? Like 1970 something?
No,
80s?
50s.
The actual Sportster. Okay, so because I'm thinking,
I'll give you a date.
Yeah, because once again, guys, I don't know Harleys well enough to know dates and manufacturing points, but I guess because what I'm thinking is, at a certain point, the Sportster was built as true competition for UJM motorcycles in the late 60s and 70s. And you had something...
What is a UJM motorcycle?
Universal Japanese Motorcycle.
1957.
Okay. Heather, can you grab my decanter?
Here's the question.
The decanter?
And the very first Sportster had a 55 cubic inch pushrod overhead valve engine that came out to 883 cc's.
So I found something. Yes, thank you, ma'am. I found something out which was it kind of made me laugh. You remember that piece of shit Vulcan that I bought, that 1500?
Yep.
So when Kawasaki made the Vulcan...
Here's a 1957 Sportster.
I would love to have one of those.
So, what you're talking about going against the universal Japanese market, buddy, the Japanese market wasn't building stuff like that in the 50s.
No, they were building like 305s and 350s at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking because for some reason I thought that the Sportster started in the 60s. So
but now you know.
Yeah. Now so it was earlier. So it was the Japanese were responding to something like that and then beat it. But we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah. Well, the Japanese were already mad because fat man and little boy.
Some rice cookers.
Fat man and little boy.
But so in the 90s. When Kawasaki came out with their 88 cubic inch 1500cc Vulcan engine, that was bigger than anything Harley was putting in their bikes at that time.
When was this?
The early 90s. It was bigger than the equivalent Harley motorcycle at that time.
Which would have been an 80.
Yeah. So Kawasaki put the 88 cubic inch.
Well, I mean...
I mean, it's still a piece of shit motorcycle, but it's still funny.
Harley was doing the 103 and everything, and...
Yeah.
Victory? Yeah, Victory comes out with a 106, and Indian comes out with a 111.
Yeah. Well, that's...
You want me to confuse you for a second?
You can do that. You do that every day that we talk.
Indian.
Yes.
How many cylinders? Correct. 2. You're holding the number 2 up.
Sorry, 2.
This is not a visual podcast.
Sorry, I thought that was like a trick question there for a second.
No.
Did they make a single cylinder or
let's
a
try
4-cylinder?
Indian has how many cylinders?
2 cylinders.
Okay. How many cams make sense?
I would say 2.
Okay. You can get away with a single because I have 2.
You can do a single cam, but 2 makes
You could
sense.
also do 4.
Yeah, that is true. You could do 4 if you really felt so inclined to make it overly complicated.
They have 3.
1 to do the exhaust and 2 to do intake?
I have no idea. I feel like it's 1 to do one cylinder, 1 to do another cylinder, 1 that could manage those 2 or something.
One goes vertically in the seat.
That's what Indian riders need. So I don't understand it. I really wish I knew just so it would make more sense to me. But I'm like, 3 cams?
I have a feeling what it's going to end up being is 1 is going to do the intake, and then you're going to have 2 exhaust cams.
Now,
I'm
gonna end this real quick. We're gonna come to an end here. We're not gonna worry about playing the game or anything like that. We're not gonna worry about it. Okay, here we'll do this. I'll ask this question and then I'll end it with a little bit of history information for you.
Okay.
Okay. So, CVO, any one of the 5 CVOs in the video.
Okay.
An ST bagger, so a road glide or a street glide, your choice.
Mm-hmm.
And lowrider ST. Those are your 3 bikes. Chop ride sell.
Oh. Shit.
I'm not gonna worry about doing it. I mean, I don't necessarily have a preference. I can tell you now though, if I got the lowrider ST, I'd probably do a custom paint job. I'd find out a way to make a saddlebag for the right side that was an equivalent size. Yeah. Change the exhaust, T-bars, different seat, those types of things. But that's the usual stuff you would do.
So, for me, personally, I'm going to sell the CVO.
Okay.
They don't do anything special for me, especially since they all have the 117s. They're beautiful bikes. The 5 new colors that they brought out with them are absolutely beautiful, but it doesn't do anything special for me.
Alcantara? You get rid of Alcantara seats?
I am going to get rid of Alcantara. I have Alcantara in my BMW. I don't need it I don't need it on my...
In your 15-year-old BMW?
In my 15-year-old BMW. Yeah.
Almost 20, actually.
Yeah. We're pushing a few years old. I would... I'm going to take the Street Glide ST and turn it into a King of the Baggers.
And just ride, I would assume, the Lowrider ST.
And I'm just going to ride the Lowrider ST. I love that fairing.
Yeah.
That fairing absolutely makes that motorcycle. I think that looks fantastic. It really does. I mean, I am impressed that Harley went back into their catalog, pulled some retro styling out that truly looks good.
Yeah,
retro styling can be hit or miss.
It can be iffy.
Yeah, you see so many manufacturers that come out like, yeah, look, this is my retro styling. And, unless they do something that the entire bike is retro, and they do just certain accents, like this, the Lowrider ST has cues. The whole bike doesn't look retro, but the fairing looks retro. Yeah. And it honestly probably has similar dimensions to the actual retro fairing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So I think that is
it works.
I would love that in a deep metallic blue. Some dark blue that almost looks black with a little bit of metal flake in it. I would, even though I'm just going to ride it, I'm going to figure out something to do with those damn saddlebags because that would just drive me crazy. it would drive me nuts having asymmetrical saddlebags.
My OCD wouldn't like that.
Yeah. Even though I'm never behind my own motorcycle.
Right.
I couldn't do it. And I think you're the same way.
I'm the same way. But if I had it, honestly, the bags wouldn't be on it half the time.
Yeah. No, see. Oh no, I've come to the church of having saddlebags just recently. I mean, literally within the past 6 months.
Yeah.
I would never have a bike that does not have some sort of storage.
They are nice. They're very nice.
Okay.
All right.
So, your history lesson. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, Professor.
This is big twins only. Because you hear us talk about specific motorcycles. You hear me and Lewis talk about it. But you always hear us refer to it as the motor.
Okay.
So the motor can kind of give you a definition when someone talks, or the engine can kind of give you a definition of the age of a particular motorcycle.
Okay. Yeah.
So a lot of those are named for something very specific, whether it's a feature or what they look like. Okay. So the F head is the first one with the kind of the name and F head. Why it's called an F head, I don't know. Okay. But then you went into a flathead. So the flathead motors have fins across the top of it, just like around the side. So it just looks like the motor just.
And what time period
stopped.
are we talking about here?
Flatheads, we're talking 1930 to 1948.
Okay.
Unless you're talking about a survey car, then it ran until 1973.
Okay.
Okay. The knucklehead engine.
Yeah.
So the red one that we have at the shop
is
a knucklehead. It's called a knucklehead because if you look at the head, it looks like a set of knuckles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. After that, it's the panhead
Which
engine.
looks like a pan.
It looks like a frying pan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the shovel head. It has kind of a pitched look to it, kind of like a shovel.
Got it.
Okay.
And if you don't mind, give me just time periods, just so I have a little bit of an
knuckleheads 36 to 47.
Okay.
Panhead 48 to 65.
Okay.
Shovelhead 66 to 84.
Wow, that's a long run.
Mm-hmm.
So after the shovelhead, you have the evolution motor.
Okay.
It was because it was a new generation of engine that they'd never done anything like before, which actually ran from 84 to 99. So you want to talk about long run on the shovelhead.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they bring out a motor. Nobody knows it at this. It's a nickname for it. And it's not even written on here, but some people call it the blockhead, but that's the twin cam.
Twin cam.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the twin cam.
You look at the head and you go, well, there's not anything recognizable. What do you call the bike? Oh, it's got two cams. So let's call it the twin cam engine. Okay. Then they bring out the new engine, which has a single cam, but they call it the Milwaukee 8. The reason they call it the Milwaukee 8 is the engine is born and bred in Milwaukee, and it's the first Harley to ever have 8 valves.
Interesting. Okay. And then after the Milwaukee 8, we're talking about the RevMax.
Well, technically, we're talking about the RevMax at the same time we're talking about the Milwaukee 8.
But I guess the RevMax is the newest engine
but
in the Harley line.
But this is considered the big twin list. So RevMax is not considered big twin.
What makes something a big twin?
I think for Harley standards, it would have to be anything over 1,350 cc. So if they made a RevMax in like a 1,450,
yeah,
that would be considered a big twin.
But
at one point in time, it used to be anything over 1,000 cc's.
Okay, so that's what I was going to say because
But the variants, like I said, Sportster.
Yeah.
So, because if you look, let's go back 5 years before the RevMax came out. Okay. 5 years ago, it's the end of the twin cam era. Okay.
Yeah.
You have the Sportster with the Evolution motor.
Yes.
And then you have everything else.
Yeah.
Has the twin cam. Now, there's some variances. They're not all the same twin cam. There's some variants depending on whether you're
during their production.
Well, no. I'm talking about whether it's on a Dyna or a Bagger or a Softail. There's variances on whether it's a twin. What
version
it is.
of the twin cam.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. But they're all twin cams. They're all the same size motor, essentially. You see what I'm saying? Like at one point in time, all of them, whether you're getting a Dyna or you're getting an Ultra Classic, they're all 88 cubic inches.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
So now going back to your Evo, that's when you had like a 1350, I think it was. It was an 80 cubic inch.
That'd be 13.
Might be 1340.
I was thinking 1340. That sounds right for.
So, but anyways, so that's why I think your big twin. I think it's, and it might be anything over 74 cubic inches, which is how big? That'd be 1300 cc's.
Yes, just about.
Okay, so anything over 1300 cc's is a big twin.
Okay.
Because the smallest they've made a big twin is 74 cubic inches. For a weird period of time, they had a 74 cubic inch shovel head.
Okay. So, and I want this recorded on the podcast for posterity. The next engine that you think is going to be in the CVO?
Size?
Just engine. Size or...
It's going to be an M8.
Okay. What size? Do you think it's actually going to be a 131, or do you think they're going to do something different?
I think they would do 124.
No,
they do.
It'll be a 122. Harley doesn't have a 124.
I thought they did.
That's S&S.
Well, a couple companies have a 124.
That's right. A couple companies have
but
that.
Harley does not.
Okay.
Harley has 107, 114, 117, 119, 122, 128,
That's right. So I was thinking about
131.
122. Yeah.
So
what do they put the 119 and 128s in?
So you know what a 131 is?
Yeah.
I can't do a 131 in my bike.
You can get a 128?
I get a 128.
Okay.
So if I was willing to split the cases and change the crank and everything, I could do a 131.
Yeah.
But what is the point in that?
True.
Really, there's not one.
So, so for me, if I went big bore, I can go up to a 114.
Yeah.
Or I can go up to a 119. See, I can't do a 117. Okay? Because they didn't build, like the 117 components will not fit because your stroke. So your crank, your stroke, your crank pin is in a different position on the crank.
So I'm just clarifying this for my own edification. They don't put the 119 in any bike.
No. A 119 is a big bore kit sold by Harley Davidson for a 107.
Okay. That's what I wanted to clarify.
The 122 is a big bore kit sold for the 114. Now, 114 and 117 are the same motor, slightly bigger displacement, but a little bit bigger piston.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they bore it out a little bit.
So you can put a 117 or 122
in a 114
on a 114 or 117.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That makes sense now. Yeah.
That's I wasn't sure.
I can't. So the reason the biggest I can get is a 128 and not a 131 without changing my crank is because of the stroke.
Yeah.
I can't get enough stroke. Don't laugh.
I could make that dirty.
No.
Sorry, Heather. Okay, that definitely. Well, that's what I was curious about. I didn't know if those were engines that were made or kits, like big bore kits for existing engines. So that's what I was curious about.
Yeah, the biggest that Harley makes that you're getting walking into it.
Off the dealer floor.
No, I don't even want to say that.
Special order.
The biggest you can get that Harley, if you go to HarleyDavidson.com, the biggest engine you are going to get in a motorcycle from them directly is a 117.
Okay.
Okay. Harley has something called P&A. Take a wild guess what that stands for. That is where you would order a 119, a 122, a 128, or a 131.
Okay. That definitely makes sense then.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, good to know.
So
Something I'll never do, but I'm just curious.
Back in the day, the 103, to get up to a 103, you did have to split the cases and put a different crank in there. And they actually called it a stroker.
Yeah. Well, I really find that interesting.
No, I did not know that.
That Harley actually
Yeah, that's why you have 103 stroker motors.
Oh, okay.
Well, stroker motors are common in cars, but I guess I've never really heard the term for motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I guess that.
But that's why a Harley 103 stroker.
Yeah.
That was you take an 88 and build it to be a 103 stroker motor.
Yeah.
That actually puts out more power and is faster than a factory Harley 103.
Yeah.
Which is what Lewis has is a 103.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it really is. I think that's something great that Harley Davidson does is add that ability to upgrade the engine from the factory.
Harley does a great job of giving you a plethora of options.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it because like how we were talking about, it would have been so cool if all the STs had came out with 131s. You're going to have guys that are going to want it that are going to go, I don't want a 131. I love the look and that feel and stuff like that, but I don't need the power.
Yeah.
I'd be just fine with a 107 or, 117 is their only option, but you see what I'm saying?
Well, that talking about power is a whole nother podcast, but I agree. I think that's interesting because you don't see a lot of manufacturers that come out with factory engine upgrades to that point. Actually, I can't think of any that would come out with big bore kits or stroker kits for their bikes.
Well,
now, I think KTM does it with some of theirs. But
and I don't know if Honda still does, but at one point in time, Honda used to sell that HRC engine kit stuff too.
True.
But that was for their sport bikes and dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's I remember seeing it primarily on dirt bikes, not as much on
correct.
Not as much on their road going sport bikes.
No. Honda is kind of getting back into that because they're teaming back up with Jackson Race and actually offering turbo kits for their Talons. So,
all right, that's so. If I buy one of those and come up to bike night on my Talon, does that count?
On my Talon?
Oh, it's a side by side.
It's not a bike.
Hang on. Are you gonna let me drive it?
Oh fuck yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's different. If I can drive it, that's fine.
We're doing donuts.
So, like I was saying, but that is because of that part line.
Yeah.
Because they have so many options. There has been so many aftermarket companies step in and also willing to manufacture these products.
Yeah.
I mean, I say all the time when people are like, I'm like, oh, look, it's a Harley Evo motor. And they're like, no, that's an S&S 124. And I go, only in existence because Harley Davidson made the Evo motor. If Harley Davidson had never made the Evo motor, you can't tell me for a fact that motor would have ever got made.
True, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm trying to say is like,
well, because what I'm saying though is because of that.
Yeah.
That is why when you hear me talk about go out 1957 Sportster, go out and buy you one because you know what? I don't know what it's going to cost you to buy it if it's not running, and I don't know what it's going to cost you to get running. But you can get the parts for it, and you can be driving it down the road.
Correct.
That's
you're
true.
Absolutely
That's
unless the bike is completely rusted through, which even then, if it is, you could probably find a frame from an aftermarket company.
Yeah.
There's so many companies building these stuff that's the greatest thing about owning a Harley Davidson is because I have one. I never have to buy another motorcycle if I don't want to.
Yeah.
I can eternally keep riding that one and upgrading it and replacing parts when they break.
That's true.
Well, and that's what I was actually going to say.
You can't do as much as Lewis wants to admit it. There's going to be a point in time because you don't have the aftermarket support with your Z1000s and your Z900s.
Yeah,
you don't have the aftermarket support to keep those bikes on the road forever.
I will say on those old KZs, there is enough aftermarket support at this time. There wasn't for a long time.
You crack your block. What are you doing?
I can buy a brand new block.
From
Z1, or there's a couple different companies that make new manufactured blocks off the old Kawasaki equipment. So that is a thing. But what I was going to say...
How big is that company? How long is that company going to be in business? We're talking about, like when I'm talking about Harley stuff, so S&S. S&S has been in business half as long as Harley has been, which means you're talking about companies that have been in business for 50 years selling aftermarket accessories.
You're absolutely right. Now, I mean, they don't have that history like those companies do, but for the KZs, the KZ is kind of a special situation because those were so popular with drag motorcycles that a business starting in the 70s has literally... There are so many companies out there that make
It will.
cars
I think it'll fizzle out.
It'll eventually fizzle out.
It'll get
because
harder and
Kawasaki
harder.
Change. No, and you're probably right. But what I was going to say was, like, for the Valkyrie, it's a 1520cc flat six. There is no kit out there that I can easily acquire to make that a 1600 or 1700.
Coming from
engine.
the Honda world,
Yeah.
like I can tell you now, if you have a 1982 CB750 and you need fork seals, by God, I hope they still have them on the shelf, because guess what? Nobody makes them. No one does. Don't get me wrong. No one makes a fork seal and puts a label on it that says this fits a 1982 CB750. Now, someone's done the research and gone, hey, fork seals for this bike also fit.
Yes, okay. Yeah.
So now companies that might sell maybe the fork seals from a CBR 250 fit. So now you have Joe Schmo Honda.com selling CBR 250 fork seals advertised as CB 750 fork seals.
Yes, you are correct, because when I had to do fork seals on my 85 CB 650 that I had, with the track system, which is an anti-dive extra air shock that's inside one of the front forks, not both, just one.
Right.
I ended up, it was for a 98 CB 750 that had a similar diameter tube, and that is shared part numbers.
But if you had a 1957 Sportster and you needed fork seals,
I could build a brand new 1957 Sportster out of a catalog somewhere.
Correct.
I know
Correct.
what you're getting at.
That's my point. That is why so many people
$15,000.
But that is why so many people are attracted to the brand. And that is why the brand sells.
Yeah.
Because you asked me earlier how many dealers are there in the country, and I said ones that sell motorcycles. There are just as many independent shops, if not more, that service Harley-Davidson motorcycles.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't touch other stuff.
Well, I mean Harley-Davidson is the most prolific motorcycle in the United States.
Well, and here's the other thing, too. So, Kawasaki, yours and Lewis's bikes are super cool, okay? One of our customers just got back from France.
Yeah.
One day he stepped out and he had on a Harley t-shirt. He said literally, like, the locals were so nice to him anyways. He said he had several people come up to him and go, oh, Harley Davidson. Oh, do you have a Harley? Like, Sebastian moved here because of that American lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, the only person from France that we know is Sebastian.
And he's in France right now, actually.
Yeah. I saw that on Facebook.
I hope he comes back. I don't know what he's doing in France.
It looks like he's riding a very nice motorcycle.
Yeah.
Did you see that picture of it?
Yeah, but I don't, I never saw him say he was going on vacation.
He did. He said he was flying somewhere.
Well,
he just all of a sudden just said...
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm hoping it was a situation of where he just decided to go home for a little while for vacation.
Oh, yeah.
True. I think it was.
Because he said that was one of the things he hoped to be able to do was...
Go home
and see family while he still could, because his parents are getting older.
Yeah, well, in this world of COVID, too, I know international travel's been...
It's kind
inhibited.
of iffy, yeah.
Right, but that's the thing. Sebastian's not a U.S. citizen.
That is true.
So when he gets ready to come back...
He's got to redo all that.
Well,
I imagine he has some sort of visa that...
I'm sure he does, but what kind of hoops is he going to have to jump through to come back?
All of them?
I'm not telling him he made a bad decision.
Probably hula hoop.
I think he made a great decision going home and seeing family and all that other stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's number one.
I want to know when he's coming back. I want to see Sebastian again. What's crazy is I literally just saw him, and then like 2 days later, he's like, "Oh, I'm flying." I'm like, "What the?"
Well, he went somewhere else first before he went to France, I thought.
I don't know.
I mean, just on Facebook.
Hey, I'm about to stop recording.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, guys. We've just gone on a rant. You've got the longest podcast that one of the longest that we've recorded.
One of the longest. I do have a 2-hour podcast.
We have a 2-hour podcast?
I think, wasn't that like my birthday podcast? Was the 2-hour one?
I think Phil was on that podcast, and it was 2 hours, and it was at Trey's house.
That was my birthday podcast.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, I have to say...
Or it's like an hour and 58 minutes or something.
I feel like this is deserving. This is the 1 year anniversary of the podcast.
Yes.
So now that everybody in the room has a beverage, we got to cheers to
Has
the
a
podcast. Because look, you know what?
I didn't buy you an anniversary, guys.
No, it's okay. We would not do this if you guys were not interested in it.
Yeah, we would, because they're not interested anyways.
Well, I mean, this is just us talking, and we share this passion for motorcycling.
And I want to point out, not only are we at a year, we're almost at 5,000 downloads.
Oh, damn.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, we do appreciate all of you that listen. We wish you would contact us. That's all I ask. Just
So,
send us an email or a Facebook message
here
or
you
something.
go.
Yes.
Sappy goodbye. All right, guys. So, you know Daniel. Daniel's been on well over half the podcast now. And you know Lewis, because Lewis has actually been on almost half the podcast now.
I mean, yeah,
And
he helped start it, actually.
Lewis was on episode 1. Obviously, if you listen to every episode, you hear Miss Muffin's voice at the start of it, and she's been a big support. There's days I'm sure you've gotten up on a Monday morning and gone, why is the episode not out yet? In all honesty, that's because I get so busy sometimes and I forget to send it out. And she sends me a message and reminds me, hey, you didn't get the episode out. And I'm like, oh, shoot. And I'm running around to get it loaded up.
Yeah, I text you and go, hey, the episode's not out.
There are days that I don't want to do this, that I come do it. Daniel knows that. There's days where I'm just like, dude, we've got to record. I don't have anything to talk about. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in a good mood. I sat here and talked to y'all when my dad was in the hospital. Mm-hmm. And I recorded a podcast the day after his funeral.
Yeah.
Because although I'm y'all aren't in a conversation with me at this moment. Daniel, get your hand off of me. Although y'all aren't in a conversation with me at this moment, I feel like I'm indebted to you for giving me this opportunity. Because of you listening, I feel that I'm indebted to you. And I just want to thank everybody that has listened. Whether this is your first episode or this is your 52nd episode. Technically, it's 53 because we had a half-week special.
Yeah.
But either way, I want to thank you for listening to me. I would love for you to send us a message. And I'm going to tell you now, once again, you can send me an email at thedailybikerpodcast@gmail.com. You can send us a message on Instagram at The Daily Biker.
Go follow me on Instagram.
You can send us one on Facebook at The Daily Biker. You can follow Muffin on Instagram at Moto Muffin. Hit us up. Let us know what you like. If there's anything that you want us to talk about, send us messages. I know some people are like, oh, I send messages. Guess what? I've gotten 2, maybe 3 messages. I got a message from a guy in India that said he really liked the podcast. And cool. I've got Sebastian has emailed us. And then I have a couple people local. I mean, Monday I went to see my brother at work and I walk in and he's got the podcast going and he's like, oh, let me stop it for you. You don't listen. I'm like, no, I listen. Lewis doesn't listen. So I want to thank all of y'all for making this possible. It's been a year. It's been an insane year because in the past year I've had a career change. I've had major loss. I've lost friends. I've made new ones. It's been a fantastic year, and I hope for many more to come. So just keep listening. Like I said, if there's anything you want to know, if you want to send us any messages congratulating us on a year, that'd be kind of cool.
We just love to hear from you regardless.
Exactly. So y'all have a good one and we love you.
Hey everybody, this is Sean at White Lightning Harley Davidson. I want to thank you for listening to the Daily Biker Podcast. You can reach the podcast on Facebook or Instagram at The Daily Biker, or you can email the podcast at thedailybiker@gmail.com. Be sure to keep an eye on White Lightning Harley Davidson social media pages for the most up-to-date information on all our events and where you can find the boys.